I'm starting to think that Christian Keys has the gift of gab. And you have to watch men that have a way with their words, okay? Christian is a Leo, all right? He's my sign. Matter of fact, he's a couple of days away from me. But Christian is closer to the Cancer line than I am, right? So, one thing about being a Leo, if you have the traits of a Cancer as well, we are really in tune with our emotions and we're deep thinkers, right? But when we're passionate about something, we're really passionate about it, all right? Now, when I found out that he was a Leo, I was really surprised because Christian strikes me to be a manipulator, right? And when I was talking with my cousin about it, she said most Leos are a manipulator, right? But I'm not a manipulator, right? And she was like, "Well, you're not a manipulator, but you do have your ways when people make you angry, right?" So, I used to work with a girl last year, well, a lady. She was in her 40s. She was old enough to be my mom, right? She was a Leo as well, right? And matter of fact, she was one day after me, right? And I found out not long after, being in contact with her that she was a manipulator, right? So, when I met her and then I think about Christian, I'm like, how are these people Leos and they're manipulators, but I'm not a manipulator? You get what I'm saying? Because I was kind of surprised that she was a manipulator the way that she was because you one day after me, you shouldn't be that way, right? But here's the thing, okay? My cousin told me, she said, you're not a manipulator, but when people make you angry, you know how to use your words to get what you want, right? So I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. She said, yes, you do. You know how to use your words to get what you want. Absolutely. So this is the thing, right? Christian, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I feel he's either DL or he's gay for pay. Okay, he's a nice looking man. I told y'all I had the biggest crush on him since I was in elementary school. When Medea goes, what was it? Medea goes to jail, the play. Biggest crush on him, right? Um, ever since I saw the preview on my screen, I just thought he was the cutest thing, even when I was a child, right? But you have to watch the men that love attention. You have to watch it. Because, I remember my godmother, God rest her soul, she always told me, you got to watch a man that's always in the mirror, always want to be in the camera, always, it's given girl, like it's given Miss Thing. And I believe Funky Dineva when he said that, he heard from the grapevine that Christian Keys was, gay for pay. I believe it. And I usually don't go off of what other people tell me, but to be honest, he does give me the vibe. He does give me the vibe, just a little bit. And that's based on how I perceive him. Because, come on now, y'all. We not stupid. The boy got the money. He got the money, and that's why he not talking about the alleged SA that, you know what I'm saying, Tyler Perry gave him, or, that he endured with Tyler Perry. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear it because, and you still got this man name in your mouth. I'm going to be honest with y'all. He gives me the vibe, just like Derek give me the vibe, that it was consensual. They both was flirting back and forth. And, now they trying to act like he was like on some harassment, like you couldn't come into work every day and he was trying to sleep with you. I believe both of them was flirting, like I said in the Derek video. I believe both of them was flirting back and forth with Tyler. And now they trying to do a money grab, like the man was just on their nutsack like all the time. I'm not buying it. And like I said in the Derek video with Tyler Perry, this is why, you got people that was getting pissed off, mainly men, but in my humble opinion, men that are probably DL or probably battling something internally where they trying to come out, but they don't know how, because some men want to come out, but for various reasons they can't, because of their family, because of their kids, because of the religion that they may have. They might want to. That's why I was so many men that felt some type of way when I said what I said about, the Derek and Tyler Perry. The one where I started off was like, I don't know why Tyler Perry doesn't come out. They took it as everybody need to mind their business, blah, 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 blah. But like I told one of the guys in the comments, if this is not your everyday struggle, why are you so defensive about it? You can tell the ones that's really, battling something like that. That's why they get so defensive, right? If that's not your everyday struggle, why do you care? You know what I'm saying? That's like somebody making a post. That's like a girl making a post about women coming out the closet. You think I'm about to be in the comments? You needed this, and that, and da. No. I'm gonna keep scrolling, because that, if it don't apply, let it fly. You see what I'm saying? Some of y'all are the person in the room that's like a teacher having a presentation saying, it's a thief in the room. We're going to expose a thief in the room. And then the first person to say, I don't see why we still talking about this. I don't see why we still talking about this. They probably the thief. That's why they feel so hurt. They are so defensive. That's why they want everybody to move past it, because they don't want to be exposed for who they are. You know what I'm saying? If it don't apply, let it fly. You know you ain't the thief. Why do you care? So anyway. So Christian Keys, let's fast forward. Christian Keys got on the video. And he was saying how, basically in a nutshell, after season 4 of All the Queensmen, it probably won't be a season 5 on BET. So he's trying to get another network to pick it up. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. In my humble opinion, I don't think it's gonna be a season 5, and it's really not to say upsetting me, but if it doesn't, I would be disappointed. I would, because y'all already know I love All the Queensmen. Y'all already know that's one of my favorite shows on TV. So I ain't even gonna hold you. I hope somebody pick it up. But as we all know, when you go to another network, the show ain't gonna be the same. I can tell you that right now, because it was Tyler Perry. It was connected to Tyler Perry, so he probably could have his way. I'm telling you, the show ain't gonna be the same. All the naked stuff that they had up there, it ain't gonna be none of that. Especially if it's a watered down network. Meaning, you know what I mean by watered down, gentrified. It ain't gonna be none of that. And he done already said in the video that it's gonna be some different casting. So, probably one of the guys ain't gonna be there. And I'm gonna tell you who I don't care for. I feel like they can let what's his name, F Fuego, however you say that name, the light skinned guy. I feel like they can not to say kill him off, but yeah, because I mean, in real life, if he was a regular guy, I would like him, because he's more my speed. He's not with all the drinking, drunk, getting partying, getting high. He likes to go to school. You can tell he likes to go to church. He's more my speed. He's just too much of a pretty boy. Okay, but as far as his character, if he was a real guy in real life, he would be more my speed. You see what I'm saying? More so my type of guy. He cares about his future. He cares about, he just cares. You could tell about life. He would be more my type of guy. But for this type of show, I feel like he doesn't fit the image. But I get where they were going with it. You always gonna have, It's kind of like girlfriends. It was not like girlfriends, but y'all follow me here. In a group of friends, because even though they dance for the club, you always have that one friend that's not like the rest. Like, for example, on Girlfriends, we had Lynn. Lynn wasn't like Joan. You see what I'm saying? Lynn was older. She was more, not older, but I forgot what was their age on the show. But let's just say, for example, they were late 20s. Right? That sound about right. Maybe late 20s, early 30s, somewhere between 27 and let's round it off to 36. Somewhere around there. They were somewhere around there because Joan had graduated law school. She had been a lawyer for some time. Maya had Jabari. I know I'm getting off topic, but y'all get what I'm saying. Lynn wasn't like the rest of them. Lynn was still, figuring out life. Lynn was a freeloader. She didn't know what she wanted to do with her life. She was from pillar to post. Versus William, he was a lawyer. Maya was a paralegal / legal assistant. Did she have a big time job? No, but she had a career, right? She was a mother. She was married. She had a little bit of a flow about herself in life, right? Then you had, I think I named them all. Oh, then you had Tony. She was like a big time real estate agent. Each of them had their own little career. Then you had Lynn. You see what I'm saying? She was the freeloader in life. Free spirit. She wasn't problematic. But in a way, she was the friend that was a burden, right? To me, Lynn is like El Fuego. He's not like the rest of the guys. He's raunchy. He's not, the rest of the guys was raunchy. Wait, let me rewind. The rest of the guys were raunchy. They were willing to do what they had to do at any moment, right? El Fuego was different. I feel like y'all can kill him off because he's not like the rest of the guys, or I wouldn't even say make it so he moved far away, because as we know, Madam will find him wherever he go. So she's gonna find him and she's gonna kill him because she's gonna feel like he's gonna talk, right? So I feel like y'all should just go ahead and do it. Make him a casualty of war. Who else can they get rid of? That little light-skinned, dyke-looking girl, I forgot her name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all can go ahead and get rid of her. She been getting on my nerves since the beginning. Y'all already know that. She been getting on my nerves since the beginning. Y'all can kill her off already. But anyway, some of the casting, he already said they won't be back if the show come back. But to be honest, y'all, I don't think nobody else gonna pick it up. I hope they do. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But y'all already know it's some people in Hollywood that don't care much for Tyler Perry. So they may not want to touch something that he's already been connected with. Maybe, maybe not. Then he might have to do one of the old tricks in the book. Go to one of his enemies. You know how some people in the world that don't mind aligning themselves with the enemy. Like the old saying goes, an enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine, or however that saying goes. Like they say, Spike Lee can't stand Tyler Perry. But the thing is, would Spike Lee want to touch a show like that? Because let's be honest, as much as we like All the Queensmen, it's hood, it's raunchy. A lot of people don't want their brand associated with stuff like that. For example, just throwing it out there, like Hallmark Network. You think Hallmark Network will have a show like this up there? No. Lifetime. You think Lifetime will have a show like this up there? Possibly not. Maybe, maybe not. So, I don't know. Maybe he'll have luck with VH1. Maybe. But I don't know. Somebody said that. Then somebody replied in the comments saying no, Tyler Perry is associated with VH1. I don't know. This is where it's interesting. I really feel like Christian Keys is on his way to being blacklisted. I really do. You got your money. Let's just be honest. You got your money. This is when you could be the next Tyler Perry. You never know. We need more Tyler Perrys in the black community. I feel like he's on his way to being blacklisted. I hope he's being, smart with his money. You got your money, but not crazy. You got your money, boy. You act like you was trying to help the black community and do all this other bullshit, and you did none of it. You got your money. We didn't hear nothing else from you until you were trying to sell us that bullshit that probably nobody bought. Okay, this is when you're supposed to get your own little studio, get your own little stuff going, so you don't have to keep trying to go to somebody else to get a handout. Because if it were me and I got a payout like that, I would, if Tyler Perry had said, you know what, I'm going to turn you loose, I would have bought my own goddamn studio. So I wouldn't have to keep trying to go pitch my little idea to other people in hope that they will bring it up. I'm going to tell y'all right now, if I ever get my hands on some money, you know the first thing I'm going to do? Y'all already know. I'm going into business for myself. Fuck a Indeed application. Fuck a career builder application. Bitch, I am the application. Okay? Fuck that shit. I can't wait to start my own shit. Even though I work from home now, you know, the stuff that I have been through on these jobs has caused me trauma in life. Okay? I can't wait to have my own. I want to have my own. So when I start having kids, my kids don't have to go through the things that I done went through on these damn jobs. Christian, when you got your payout, that's when you were supposed to buy you an abandoned warehouse or some abandoned land, or, you know, an abandoned house that, you know, nobody wants, and you know what I'm saying, fix it up. Start your own damn studio or an abandoned club. Figure that shit out. Think about it. Stop trying to use other people's shit. Go get your own shit. You ain't got to keep trying to pitch your ideas to other folks.